So to get this in here, we're actually going to want to start, we're going to want to crank this down. It says to crank this whole carriage down just so it contacts these O-rings. And that's where we're going to start when we go to mount in the router motor itself. That lift runs smooth. So I'm just watching to make sure that carriage just comes and just touches those O-rings. So I'm on the O-rings now. It said first, put it up on blocks so the collet can be exposed. So you want to do that. And then we're going to come in here with the 3/16 Allen key. And it wants this loosened up so we can get the router into there. All right, so now that we got the carriage down to the O-rings and we got the nut here loosened to accept the motor, it says to slide the motor in just so the top of the motor touches the outside edges. It makes contact with that inside surface, so. That's where we want it, right there. Can insert the plate. There we go. So normally you take your leveling screws and level this out to make sure it's nice on the table. Luckily I took out the woodpecker plate that I had and I had this leveled in there and I didn't change the screws. So now that this went in, it actually fit flush. I just took my metal straight edge. And we're level there. Real nice. Oh, it actually came with the Allen keys that we need. But what you would want to do if you were leveling it is you level all four corners first and then come in to these outside ones. So now we got two adjustable ones so we can snug it to the top there and the side there, and then we won't get as much play. It goes It doesn't really move right or left or anything, but front and back it does. So get that one first, push it up there snug. Yeah, now we're not moving. And then I'll put this one into place as well, so we get all around a nice lock. Now the plate's not moving. Will still pop up, but let's see. I don't like that. So what that is actually the switch cover on the router. It's catching the bolt. Perfect. Now we got clearance on it all. And then it's got the lock here. Lock it, so this won't move at all. Quickly unlock it. So these they're not like woodpecker ones, it seems like, that really grab in. Okay. There we go. It just needed to tighten a lot more. There we go. Yeah, they're not like the woodpecker one. Maybe it's just worn in more, but it takes a lot more force to get these two to lock in. But it's gonna be nice. So I can really get, you know, finally an accurate lift when I'm doing my doors or anything like that. So we'll see how it goes in the long run, but that's the install of it. It's not too difficult. And the router's sitting nice and low. It's not cockeyed or pinched or anything like that. So why don't you say we fire her up? That's gonna get used to. Something I gotta get used to on that one. That's so to just give you a layout, these were the two nuts that get loosened so they can butt up against the edge and hold it tight into place. You can see the nice little leveling indicator. And then it's got the lock, so once you get this set, you can lock it here and this will not move at all. So, looks nice. And just to kind of show out some things that you're going to miss out, these anchor screws do not line up to anything on the saw stop table saw here. So I'm gonna have to take a smaller bolt and do some work here. So I wanna let you know about that, and that's what holds the plate down. Also, one thing you lose, unlike the woodpecker, there's no fence indicators here. So that's kind of a bummer. I wish they would have been able to do that with the center line, so I'm gonna have to make something here for myself, but that's just two things to kind of think about if you're making a decision on whether to purchase this or not. And then underneath, you can see the bracket that holds that motor into place. And this is what I was talking about, that nut was just catching this little on-off switch cover. So I just had to pivot it just slightly to get it out of the way so it has clearance now. So it's running smooth. So we got the new Rout-R-Lift in place. We got a couple upcoming jobs where this will definitely come in handy. I got a few more doors. Could have used it for those two doors behind me. But we try to invest as, you know, the funds come in. We'll see how happy I am in the future, you know, as I run it a little bit. Like I said, the plates, I don't know if they just need to wear in a little bit, but that seems to be one that you really got to crank down to get these tightened in there. But it's holding the router tight, you know, and especially, you know, I had that quick accident where the router started coming loose on me. So that's something that's still important to me. Every time I come to use this, it's kind of a wake up. So not having to worry about that will let me focus on my actual work. So that'll be nice. So, but the JessEm tool company is the one that made this. I picked it up, it was on sale at Woodcraft. Neither sponsors, but if you want to go pick yourself up one, now would be the time to do it. It's a pretty good deal. It seems like every time they get one in though, they go pretty quickly. So there is a step up from this one that will hold the 3 horsepower router rather than like your 2 1/4 or like the smaller ones like this, the 1 3/4. So keep that in mind if you're running, you know, the bigger 3 horsepower one. There, you'll have to step up from this eventually. I'm gonna have to make that purchase, but I wanted to get this now, so happy with it. On the next door job, I'll have to let you guys know how I feel. All right, till next time. Thanks for buzzing by. Now you go make some dust.